Welcome to the Rockabye Revenue podcast with me, Abby Watson. I'm a mum of 4 and a business strategist, and I train people to become hypnobirthing teachers. In the last decade, I've built a thriving baby business that grew beyond my wildest dreams. This podcast is for you if you run a business or dream of running a business in the birth and baby industry. You want to change lives whilst making more money. I'm talking about creating sustainable income whilst being present for the people that matter most. I believe for our baby businesses to have the impact we desire, we must be rewarded. On this podcast, expect me to share actionable strategies without the jargon. I've been where you are. I've built a business while raising 4 little ones, and now I'm here to help you turn your passion into profit while creating the life you've always dreamed of. So let's get started. Hello, lovely. How are you? Welcome back to the Rockabye Revenue podcast. I'm here today to talk about something that I hope gives you a kick up the bum to do the things that you have been procrastinating about for far too long. So, firstly, I want to tell you about something that has literally changed my personal life recently. Now, for a long time, I had been wanting to be the person that went on really regular walks in nature. Now, I am very lucky that I live in an absolutely beautiful location, surrounded by lovely fields and hills and just nature everywhere. It's incredible. And yet, I sit on my bum a lot. I intended when we were moving here that I would be up and down those hills all day long, that I would be, busting the 10,000 steps a day and more just by being out and about, lapping up my local area. Has that happened? No. And I have constantly berated myself for not doing it and known that I am such a sedentary human being. And it's not good for me. It's not good for me, both physically and mentally. So constantly, I have been telling myself, just get out for at least a 10-minute walk a day, Abby. Get your shoes on, get outside and go for a walk. And yeah, occasionally I've done it. But a lot of the times I've had so many excuses. Oh God, it's soaking with rain, and if I go out now, my hair's going to get all messy, and I'm actually online a bit later on, and I'm going to have to sort my hair out. Or I'm like, oh my gosh, like it won't just take 10 minutes. And, I've got to go on the school run in a minute. I've just not got time. I could do this in this time instead. Always making a reason, an excuse for why I'm not doing it. And also, let's face it, reality is, and also, let's face it, sometimes it isn't an excuse. Sometimes the real practicalities of our lives make things a lot harder than we thought they'd be. So right now, I have at least one child in my house full time. So to be able to just nip out on my own for a walk is not going to happen, So I literally have these barriers, these children-sized barriers in my way. And yes, I could drag them along on my walk, but oh my gosh, the stories about how their shoes are hurting them and how they can't wear socks because they cringe them out and all those kind of things, sometimes it's just not worth it. So to cut a long story short, I have been intending to get fitter and walk more, but I haven't been blimmin' doing it. However, for a very long time, I have been considering buying a walking pad. I mean, the algorithms got me. And constantly I am shown images and ads for these wonderful walking pads that actually aren't too expensive. So for a while, I've been thinking about buying a walking pad. And all I've been saying to myself is, well, if I get one of those, I'm definitely not going to be going walking in nature. So I'm going to be stopping myself from doing the thing that I really want to do. I want to be walking in nature. And if I buy that walking pad, that is going to really prevent me from doing it. If I'm going to go for a walk, I've got to do it right. I've got to be out in nature like normal people. So, of course, for a long, long time, I did not buy a walking pad. Then I invested the sum of £140 into this brilliant walking pad that actually you can run on. It's basically a treadmill and it slots under the bed. It's fab, and I bought it. I bought this treadmill and my goodness, that £140 has changed my life. Now stick with me, you might be thinking, why is she waffling on about this walking pad? There's a reason for me telling you this story. Don't worry, it's relevant to you too. So I bought this walking pad and every single day, often twice a day, I have been on my walking pad for 15 minutes. Okay, walking at a speed sometimes and really building up my steps. I have been able to do that consistently because I have bought this thing that has made it easier for me to do it. Now, my goal of being more active has happened, yet of course I had to do it in a bit of what felt like a cheat way. Now, I had been procrastinating about that for months. And this really gets me thinking about business. You know, when we're a business owner, we can do exactly the same. We can feel like, unless I'm going to do something right, I'm not going to do it. And that might be posting on social media. That might be writing an about me section on your website. That could even be rejigging the course that you offer, or creating the course that you offer, or filming that thing. You're putting it off because you're like, well, I really want to do this right, and if I start it now, I haven't got the capacity to do it right, so I'm just not going to do it. And months pass and you make no progress because you are waiting for the perfect opportunity that never blooming comes. Also, my story of the walking pad also gets me thinking about the mindset stuff around like hacking things, you know, around shortcuts. Like sometimes we almost romanticize the proper way to do something. And if you're not watching me on YouTube, you're listening to the podcast, I'm doing like air quotes when I say proper, you know? There is no proper way, there is no right way, but we can sometimes tell ourselves there is. So we avoid doing the things that we're wanting to do because it feels like there's a better way to do it. So we just, again, don't do anything, you know? We feel like, I can't possibly cheat. You know, I can't possibly take this route because actually I should be doing it the proper way. I should be putting the full energy, my full effort into the thing that I want to do. I mean, I have come across this with many of my students before. Actually, really recently, I was on a catch-up call with my students and graduates, and one of the lovely ladies in our community was talking about her lack of posting on social media and knowing that actually she needed to increase her visibility on social media. But she felt like until she'd done some training to really let her understand reach, algorithms and all the technicalities and how to produce incredible reels, there was no point. So she was actually holding off from being present on there because it wasn't ideal. And I get it. I've been there before. And my goodness, I can think about several things in my business that I'm probably being like that still now. Like, I know on my website I really want to do the About Me section again. I know it could do with really rewriting and really hyping up. I think sometimes I'm almost downplaying how great my training is on there. So I know it needs some change. But I'm like, well, if I'm going to do it, I need to make sure that I've got time to really do it properly. And maybe I need to contact a web designer so they can redesign that page. So I haven't adapted that page in the last over a year because I'm waiting to do it properly. Can you see the problem with that? Because ultimately I could amend it tomorrow and make it better. Yes, it wouldn't be quite as good as if I'd got that help and had that huge amount of time, but it would be better than it is now. It would improve what it's like now. In terms of my graduates that I was telling you about with social media, yes, she could wait until she's done a social media course. Yes, she could wait until she's got glossy images. Yes, she could wait until she's got incredible video footage. Or actually, right now, she could post and let people know that she's there and her services exist. And actually, number one priority is that people know you exist, So I'm talking about this today because I want you to think about, in your life, in your business, where is this showing up? This waiting for perfection, waiting to do things right, waiting to be truly ready, and almost avoiding the shortcuts. Maybe you're someone that knows you could use AI for some elements of your business, but you're like, oh no, that won't be right. I should actually really sit there and think of those words myself. And yeah, you know what? It might sound more authentic, but actually maybe it's going to get you started by playing around with ChatGPT. Maybe you're going to edit it loads, but maybe that little shortcut is going to get you going, and that's going to help you progress so much more. So where is this showing up for you? What are you avoiding doing because you are waiting until you are able to do it right? Now, quite frankly, if I hadn't have bought that walking pad, I would not be doing as much exercise as I'm doing right now. Please know that I am not doing loads of exercise. I'm being kind on myself. I'm not a big exerciser. I'm building up slowly, but I'm doing something. And before I was doing nothing. And if I hadn't have bought that walking pad, I'd be still on zero. I'd still be doing I don't know, I don't have a step counter, but maybe I'd be doing 2,000 steps, from the sofa to the kettle, up the stairs to put the kids to bed, walking across to sort the dinner out. Those would be my steps. But now I've bit the bullet. I've made it easy for myself. Guess what? My popular free training is back. Could you become a hypnobirthing teacher? This is for you if you've ever thought about taking the plunge and training as a hypnobirthing teacher. Over 3 days, I will teach you everything you need to know about starting in this wonderful world. Leave feeling clear, inspired and motivated to support other people to have incredible births. All you need to do is come over to Instagram at loveyourbirth_training, DM me free training, and you will be pinged all the information right back. I hope to see you there. I've stopped judging myself for not doing it right, and I've removed the barriers in my path. What can you do in your life that's going to do that for you too. So like I said, there might be areas of your business that you are putting off because you don't feel like you can do it right now because you're not quite ready. Well, when are you going to be blooming ready? What can you do right now to make it easy? Could you start? Could you do it? Even if it's not perfect, knowing it'll be done, and actually you can tweak it a bit later. So, as always, I love to hear how this podcast has landed for you today, because let's face it, when I'm talking on a podcast, there's no one here. And even though you might be listening in your car or on your walk or as you put your makeup on in the morning, I'm not seeing your reaction. So I would love you to come over to my Instagram at loveyourbirth_training and tell me the thing you are going to do. You're not going to wait for perfect any longer. You are going to embrace the done is better than perfect. Come over to my Instagram and let me know, because that will help you hold yourself accountable to taking the action and making the progress that you deserve to make. Have a fabulous week, lovely one, and I shall see you next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to Rockabye Revenue. I hope this episode has left you with some fresh ideas and bundles of motivation. If you enjoyed this episode, do make sure you click subscribe so you never miss an installment. And if you found this episode useful, I'd love you forever if you leave a 5-star review, helping this podcast reach the ears of more of the helpers in this world. And remember, keep changing lives. See you next time.